everybody, I'm back. Yeah, for 2023, I got a good one for you today. We're going to talk about those Idaho murders. Finally, yeah. Stay tuned. Everybody, Crafting Journey here, also known as Rebecca. Welcome back to Crafting and Crime Daily, and it's now January 2nd, 2023. Happy New Year! So today I'm going to start doing my journaling in my calendar again. Yay! So I didn't get out any stickers. Let's just grab any old sticker book. Why not? And we're going to put down at least one sticker for January 2nd, which is today. January 2nd, Monday, which is a holiday for most of you. So I hope you're enjoying your day off. Yes, I know this because I tried to call Social Security this morning and they're like, it's a holiday. Duh. How come I didn't know that? Oh, now this is a pretty one. I just opened it to this, so we're going to use it. It's some stars. So we'll put the stars there. Oh, these hearts are pretty. We could do like little hearts here for Monday. That's cool. I like that. What else? Let's just open it randomly. Here we go. Cheerful. We could do cheerful. Oh, new day, new start. I like that one. Let's do that one. All right. And we'll put that one over. We'll put it right here on the notes section. So we have started a little bit of decor on my happy planner. Yeah, it's a planner. I use it kind of as a journal. So today we're going to talk about the Idaho student murders. So I'm going to write that down. Idaho student murders. And this just gives me a little look back to what I've covered for you guys. No trials started today that I'm aware of. Now, they could be picking juries. I doubt it. Like I said, it's a holiday for most people. So, yeah. Then I have a little list of tasks. I am going to go today and buy DMC floss that I need for my project, my cross-stitch project for this year, which is this Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat. It's called Cheshire Cat, though. This is from Heaven and Earth Design. Heaven and Earth Design. And it's going to be huge. But I have a lot of the floss, but I don't have all of it. And last night I was watching a video on the beginner, how to park your stitches for the beginner. So I'm going to give that a try. When you have a very large full coverage project, it's a good thing to know how to park your stitches. So we're going to give that a trot with this. So today I'm going to go buy the rest of the floss that I need. And someone said it's a little cheaper at Hobby Lobby. So I may head over to Hobby Lobby. I know you guys, some of you hate Hobby Lobby. I get it. I get it. But if I'm going to save some money, I'm going to head to Hobby Lobby. As soon as I figure out where there is one near my house. Oh, I know where there's one. Down on, yeah, I know where there's one at. Okay. Any other tasks today? No. But tomorrow, call Social Security. Call Social Security. I did call today, but they were closed. Yeah. All right. So that's our planner. Happy planner. And I got this for Christmas. A year of true crime. How cool is this? It's a calendar. So I love it. So I just want to read to you. I read yesterday's, and it's so funny. So I really want to read it to you today. In January of 2021, a woman in Mexico. She flies into this violent rage because she looked at her husband's cell phone and she found pictures of him having sex with another woman. So she was pissed off. So she attacked him with a knife, stabbing him several times. He survives, and he goes on to explain to her, hey, those were pictures of you. That was you and I having sex at a much younger age, and you didn't even recognize yourself. So, oh my God, this poor woman. So the police arrested her after responding to a neighbor's report, and she was charged with domestic violence. The husband did not sustain any serious physical injuries. The wife faced domestic violence charges. Poor thing. That was, how terrible. So we can rip that one off. Doot, we did that one. Oh, what's this one? Photo credits. Okay. All right, so for today, Monday, January 2nd, the felony murder rule. So we're going to learn a little bit about crime here, I guess. The felony murder rule broadens the crime of murder to include those who unintentionally kill someone while in the process of another felony. The rule also applies to any accomplices to the primary perpetrator, making accomplices to the unintended homicide as culpable as the person who committed the homicide. What? Okay. Felony murder rules exist in jurisdictions throughout the world, including Canada, Australia, and 47 of the 50 states in the United States. Which ones don't have felony murder? Let's find out. Google, which states do not have felony murder? Oh, California. Interesting. Arkansas, Hawaii. Oh, this one's got more than, this says 6 states don't have felony murder. Arkansas, Hawaii, Kentucky, Michigan, and New Hampshire and New Mexico. Interesting. Okay. This rule is widely criticized because it disregards the concept of mens rea, or guilty mind. The prosecution is not required to prove criminal intent. As oft-cited case in the United States is that of a Florida man, Ryan Hall. In 2004, he lent his car to friends who wanted to rob and beat a mother and daughter. The daughter was killed during the crime, and though Hall was not present, he was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. The prosecution argued that the murder would never have occurred if Hall hadn't provided the car that carried the perpetrators to the scene of the crime. What? You gotta be kidding me. No, that's not right. No. Now, I can understand, like, if you're committing a burglary and you happen across someone that you hadn't planned on murdering, but, you know, no, I'm not buying that. No. In fact, let's see if he ever got off. I don't know when this thing was published, but let's look up. That's just not right. What happened to Ryan Hall? Holle. There's a Ryan Hall. That's a UFC fighter who suffered a complete tear in his ACL. I don't think that's the Ryan Hall we're looking for. Let's just type it in there, because they didn't understand what we were talking about. Ryan, Holle. Oh, I need to learn how to type. Holle. Ooh. An American convict found guilty in 2004 of first-degree murder under the felony murder rule for lending his car to a friend under the friends and others at a party discussed their plans. After the friends and others at a party discussed their plans to steal drugs and money and beat up a... So he knew what they were going to do, use the car for, and that So that makes a little bit of a difference. It's not like he just lent his car, you know. So they had talked about it in front of him. So I think that makes a little bit of a difference. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So first degree murder, armed burglary, armed robbery. Wow. He is was sentenced to life in prison, and then it was commuted to a 25-year sentence. So he should be getting out of the jail soon. Wow. "25 years with an additional 10 years of probation." I think the fact that they discussed what they were going to do does make a difference. So interesting fact. Fun fact. That's what we learned today. Oh, did I take up? I took up yesterday's. Oh no! All right, we'll put that back. Okay. Okay. Oh well, this this is also talking about the David Rimmer, the prosecutor in Ryan Hall's murder trial, said, "No car, no crime, no car, no consequences, no car, no murder." A common rebuttal to the prosecution's argument in the Hall case. Hall maintains he was not aware his friends intended to commit a crime when he lent them his car. If the killer had taken a bus or taxi to the house, would the bus/taxi driver have been charged under the same logic? No bus, taxi, no murder? All right, so that was for tomorrow, but you know, it kind of goes with today's. So we'll do this again on Wednesday. How cool is this? I think I'm just gonna put these back because I don't know what else to do with them. All right, we'll put that back. It has like a little stand. How cute is that? On my desk. And I am working on, we're going to get to the murders. Trust me. We're going to get there. I promise. I started in my live yesterday the dragon door. Yes. All right, let me show you very quickly the picture. I'll turn off the light pad. Here's what I'll be working on for the next several months, probably, because it's quite large. This is by Ryan. What's the name of the artist? Let me say that again. Rayanne Feline. Look, let me unwind it for you. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Look at that. Is that the coolest thing ever? Okay, so I'm using butterfly release papers. Down at the bottom, I wanted to leave the plastic on the top part of it because I'll be putting this away and taking other stuff out occasionally. And I also told you, you know, I'll be working on this cross stitch, and I'll be doing some crochet in the lives and on my show as well. So this is where I started, down here in the bottom. This is like this black hole that's opening up underneath the dragon. How cool is this? So Ryan, or Rayanne, what is her name? Rayanne Feline. He or she, I don't know if it's a he or a she. I'm assuming it's a she. She does dragon photos and dragon artwork, and it's so cool. My sister's doing also a diamond painting by the same artist, but a different image. Really cool. I don't know if hers is, this one is square diamonds. Hers is round and not quite as big, but very cool nonetheless. So I've already put some diamonds in the tray. This tray is from Bella Art de Nicole. This is a small business owned by a couple named Nicole and Jamie. Love, love, love this couple. They just purchased Mary's Diamond, which is a diamond painting company. They just purchased it. So they're like all in. So I'm so proud of them. Anyway, that's just my little spiel there. All right, let's get my pens here. Okay, let's talk about the Idaho student murders. This happened in Moscow, Idaho. Now, I will admit, I have never been to Idaho. I don't even know where it is on the map. Somewhere in the Midwest here. Now, I know, I need to look. Like, where is Idaho compared to, like, where I live? Hold on. Because I know, all right, hold on. Where is Idaho? I think it's west of me, I think. Oh, oh yeah, way west. Okay, so if I were going to go to Idaho from where I live here in Wichita, Kansas, I'd have to go north to Nebraska, then drive west through Wyoming, and then get to Idaho. And then if you go north in Idaho, and one state over is Washington, which is going to play a role in today's story. So Moscow, Idaho, we should find out where that is in Idaho, right? Where is Moscow, Idaho? Okay, let's just see the big picture of the map. Moscow, Idaho. Okay, it is, oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Okay, so if I were driving through Nebraska and then into Idaho, I'd have to go north. It's north Idaho. Okay. And then right on the border of Washington and Idaho, that's where Moscow, Idaho is. At the University of Idaho, these 4 students were murdered in the rental home that 3 of the 4 students were renting. Along with, they had 2 other roommates who were also semi-involved. They were present when the murders occurred, but it's believed that they slept through the murders. Now, the 4 victims of these murders were Madison Mogan, Kaylee Goncalves, I'm probably butchering their names, I'm so sorry, Zana Kernoodle, and Ethan Chapin. Now, Ethan did not live in this home. He was dating Zana Kernoodle, and they had been out that night, and he came home with her, and they went to her room, like, you know, like you would do on a hot date. Yeah. So they were getting busy upstairs or wherever. So this is a 3-story rental home. Kernoodle and Chapin, the boyfriend, girlfriend, they are out at a party at the Sigma Chi house. They're both members of this Greek Sigma Chi. I'm going to diamond paint a little bit while I talk about it. They're both members of the Sigma Chi. They're out at this party. Now, the police have admitted that there are some gaps in the timeline leading up to, you know, this couple going to this party and coming home. But they come home around 1:45 a.m. to the 3-story rental house. Then the girls, Madison and Kaylee, they had been out at a bar, and the bar was called the Corner Club. Very popular hangout for the students, and they were there. And when they left, they went to a food truck. Now, there's video of them at the club, and there's video of them at the food truck. So police know what time they left the food truck, and they returned home about 1:45 as well. Now, the 2 roommates that are believed to have slept through the murders were also out that evening. We don't know where, but they were out that evening. They returned home about 1 a.m. So they were there when the murders occurred. The murders are believed to have occurred around 3 a.m. And this is based on multiple phone calls to Kaylee Goncalves' cell phone by her ex-boyfriend. Now, we don't know the length of these calls. This is all stuff we're going to learn when they have a trial, because, you know, he's going to plead not guilty. They have made an arrest. The guy's probably going to plead not guilty. Oh, I didn't do it. And we're going to have a trial. Yes, I love trials. Anyway, so how did the police get involved? So at 11:58, this is on November 13th. Where did I get April from? On November 13th, this is a Sunday, police get a call at 11:58 a.m. that there is an unconscious person here at this rental home. So the police respond and they find 2 victims dead on the 2nd floor of this home and 2 victims dead on the 3rd floor of this rental home. All 4 had been stabbed to death. And according to the autopsies, they all were transported to the medical examiner's office and they had autopsies. They died of multiple stab wounds. Some of them had defensive wounds, which means if they were sleeping when this started happening, they woke up and they were trying to defend themselves, and they probably have defensive wounds. But it also means that the person who perpetrated this may also have wounds and most probably left DNA all over the place, all over the crime scene. We're going to find out all of that soon. So let me see what did I miss from my notes. Nope, that's it. Right as we speak, the police are doing remediation on the 3-story rental home, and then meaning they're cleaning it up. This happened on November 13th. Initially, there were 5 cars surrounding the property that were part of the crime scene, that they searched the cars, and then they finally turned those cars back over to whoever they belonged to. They finished searching the house. They turned a lot of the belongings over to the families of these victims, and now they're just cleaning up all the chemicals that they use to process the crime scenes, and then they will return that property to the management company. And I would not be one that would want to rent that house in the future. No thanks. What else do you got? Don't want to live there. Yeah, I don't know what the rental company is planning to do with that house, but good luck trying to rent it. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the victims. Madison was 21 years old, and she was a senior at the University of Idaho, majoring in marketing. She was best friends with Kaylee Goncalves, who was also 21 years old. She was a senior as well at the University of Idaho, majoring in general studies. The 2 met in the 6th grade, fast friends, friends for life, so much so that, they died in the same bed. So sad. So sad. Lifelong friends. Lifelong friends. So sad. Of course, they didn't have very long lives. The father of Madison mentioned that the girls loved to attend music concerts together. They had a vigil, and he spoke at the vigil. So the other 2 were Ethan Chapin and Zaina Carnudo. Zaina Carnudo, 20 years old, majoring in marketing. I don't know what year she was in. Ethan was one of triplets. He was a triplet. So he leaves behind a brother and a sister. He was majoring in recreation, sport, and tourism management. How cool is that? And she was majoring in marketing. I think I may have said that already. So they met and they became boyfriend and girlfriend, and people said they were a lovely couple, and so sad. So they died. And now I don't know who was found on the 2nd floor, who was found. We don't know. Who knows? So during the subsequent investigation, the police put out very little information, but there was a lot of tips, 16,000 plus tips that they had to rifle through. And they put out a call for surveillance footage. They got a lot of that. So there's a lot of footage out there of the different victims here and there. But they also found footage of a white Hyundai Elantra driving very close to the home at the approximate time of the murders. So they put out they were looking for this white Hyundai Elantra. More to come on that. Fast forward, during this investigation, they've cleared so many people. They've cleared the boyfriend that made the phone calls, the ex-boyfriend. They've cleared him. They've cleared the other 2 students that were in the house. It's believed that one of the 2 was the one that called 911 from the cell phone. They've been cleared. There was a 6th roommate that moved out shortly before all of this happened. They've cleared that person. It's rumored that Madison Mogan had a stalker, and they've reviewed a lot of video footage, and they just don't see any evidence that there was a stalker. So also cleared was a history professor at the University of Idaho, who a TikToker has claimed committed the murders. This woman, this history professor, is now suing the TikToker civilly for defamation. This TikToker, she's like claims to be clairvoyant, crystal ball, that kind of thing, and she claims to solve murders through her abilities, and was adamant that this history professor was the one that did it. This history professor didn't know these students, didn't have them in her class, had nothing to do with these murders, and the police have said that. She had nothing. They cleared her. So she's suing this TikToker because this TikToker had millions of views, of course. I need coffee. 1 second. Oh my goodness. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I missed you guys. My goodness. It's been so long since we chatted. I enjoyed the time off, though. This was a birthday present from my kids. Yeah, my son and my grandkids came from Victoria's Secret. Mm-hmm. Listen, when your son hands you a package from Victoria's Secret, be scared. Be scared. I'm like, what is he giving me from Victoria's Secret? But it's really cool. It's this thing that has holes in it. You put your arms through, and it's because it's not particularly cold today, but it's a little damp, and it's perfect for that. All right, let's get back to the Idaho murders. So on December 30th, police announced they have a suspect who committed the murders. They're confident this is their guy. Confident. They put together a probable cause affidavit, send it to the judge, sealed. It is sealed. We do not get to know what the contents of the probable cause is until this person comes back to Idaho. They arrested Brian Kohlberger. They showed the probable cause affidavit to the judge. The judge issued a warrant for the arrest of Brian Kohlberger. Now, it was leaked by an anonymous source that one of the things that led to Brian Kohlberger was DNA that was found in the genetic evidence gathered at the crime scene. Maybe he got stabbed. Maybe he has some stab wounds. We'll see. Brian was arrested at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. So in early December, his father went to Pennsylvania and drove with his son 2,000 miles from Idaho or Washington. He lived in Washington. 2,000 miles to Pennsylvania, up in the Poconos, in Brian's white Hyundai Elantra. Yep. The vehicle that they were looking for. Brian has one. So he's a PhD criminology student at Washington State University. And the campus, he was at the Pullman campus, which is 9 miles from where the murders were committed. Like I said, this little town, Moscow, is right on the border of Washington and Idaho. So he's been arrested. We The affidavit's been sealed. We don't know what the basis for the arrest is, except for the rumors that are flying around, the DNA and the Elantra. But I would think their evidence is probably a bit stronger than that, although you don't get much stronger than DNA. So they've arrested him. He went in front of a judge. He pled not guilty, but he has to be extradited from Pennsylvania, 2,000 miles away, back to Idaho. And it was unknown at first whether he was going to waive the hearing for extradition or if Idaho would have to start proceedings to get him back to Idaho. Well, he waived it. He just said, okay. He says, I want to get this over with because I didn't do it. I'm just going to, I want to exonerate myself. Let's go. But he is scheduled for a hearing tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, January 3rd, following that hearing. And it's supposed to be, I think that hearing is just some paperwork that probably gets him to where he needs to go. It's judge will enter an order extraditing him back. So after he gets from Pennsylvania back to Idaho, which will occur Tuesday night, Wednesday, we should know what's in the affidavit. That once he's back in Idaho, they can unseal the probable cause affidavit, and then we can learn what's in it. What was the basis for this arrest? Now, Brian Kohlberger's family released a statement, and they said, and I'm going to read it. First and foremost, we care deeply for the 4 families who have lost their precious children. There are no words to adequately express the sadness we feel, and we pray each day for them. So sad. So, when you've got a family member that all of a sudden is accused of murdering 4 young students, like that mother and father must be just devastated. Anyway, so here is, there was one person interviewed who, because now people are coming out of the woodwork. I knew him. One person said he was very confident, outgoing, but always seemed to be like trying to fit in, They said he was a pseudo-intellectual, very, he always had to explain things in the hardest possible way. But he was student teaching at the University of Washington. And Washington State University, in case there's another one called what I just called it. He was a student teaching in criminology, and there's no evidence that he ever guest taught over at the University of Idaho, which happens sometimes, but they didn't have any record of that. There's no record that any of these 4 students were ever over at Washington taking classes. And the people that were in these classes say he wasn't showing any kind of stress. He continued to student teach after the murders. Nothing that would indicate to them that something was amiss with him. The police are saying that he acted alone, that I think that's it. Here's what I don't, how do you act alone? You killed, you stabbed. Now, when we had the Wagner murders, 8 people, they were at 4 different crime scenes. And even when there were multiple people in the same house, they used a silencer on a gun. So that I understood. But there were still multiple people involved in the murders. But here they're saying one person committed 4 stabbings on 2 separate floors. And they are using the term targeted, that this was a targeted killing, meaning one of these 4 victims he was targeting. They have not explained that statement to the family or the media. That statement hasn't been explained. It's also rumored that Brian Kohlberger had a history of heroin addiction and weight loss struggles. Welcome to the club. Not heroin addiction. No, God no. But weight loss struggles, sure. We all go through that. But they say he was bullied as a child, and is every murderer the victim of bullying? I mean, is that what happens when you bully somebody? They grow up to be a murderer? I don't know. Anyway, this is going to be a very interesting trial, if you know, if and when it goes to trial, and then that would be later on this year or even next year or 2 or 3 years from now. God forbid, you know, we don't have another pandemic or something. So it's going to be interesting. I will keep you updated. I promise. Of course, this is all over the internet, so you can find the information I gave you on any channel. But I appreciate your support in watching my channel. And tomorrow, I'm going to bring you, since there's no trials this week, I'm going to bring you the story of some murders that happened in Florida many, many years ago. I think 2004? No, even earlier than that. 1994. Yeah, 94. I was still living down there in South Florida. This is the murders of, they call them the Casey Nickelodeon murders. I will start that story tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get through that story, because the suspect for those murders was tried 5 times before they got a conviction. It's going to be a good story. So, yeah. Okay, more coffee. More coffee. So guys, don't forget to leave me a comment, hit the like button, because he's very rested from the holidays. We have to kind of nudge him back into what he, you know, his function. Thumbs up. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. Also, if you enjoy the content, share this video with someone you might think would like to listen to the stories that I bring you, or the trial recaps that I bring you while you're crafting. Yes, share it with them. And I will, don't forget, you can always leave a super thanks. Just saying. The money you donate goes to help support the contents of the channel. I love you all. I'll see you in tomorrow's crafting and crafting. Have a great